Welcome back to Satisfactory and welcome to the steel day. Yes, it's time to scale up our steel. So if you remember rightly a few episodes we set up we set up our steel factory over here. What we've got is one foundry, because it takes two inputs, not one, and it get outputs onto the steel line. The steel line at the moment is only tier 1, but we will be upgrading this. For example, you know, it will go to tier 3 like this, and there it goes, and that will get zipped along. Not very far, of course, because I'm short on steel beams. However, that should be solved once we can get enough steel out of this thing. So, we need to up this speed. We could just overclock it. It is only producing 30 per minute, okay? And this belt, well, the tier 1 belt can take 60. This tier 3 can take 270, so we can add a lot more steel to this belt over time. But you'll see all our inputs are backed up nicely, which means that you know, we're not waiting for anything else other than more of these. So we can build another one if we want to. But before we do that, I think what I'm going to do is, first of all, make sure that these are actually upgraded anyway. So let's just get rid of one of these, and that conveyor belt. And yeah, it dropped a box. Yeah, I'm going to need to go and just clean this up a little bit. Can I craft a box from anywhere? Organization box. Oh, there's already one there. That's fine. Let's just dump some of the stuff we don't have. I don't need rubber. I do not need leaves. Yeah. Anything else I don't need? Well, for now I can get rid of some stacks of iron. And that'll just let me pick this stuff up from over here. Always clean up the boxes. There we go. Okay. And now we should be able to reattach everything. So if we just go down to production, into minor mark 2s, and let's bring that... get this slight issue sometimes where it doesn't actually want to go in a set line. There we go. Yep, that will do. And we have the ability to go from... I've got 123 of these. This will do. We're going to go to here. And then just upgrade this one. And we're going to remove this one. We need to reattach power. Now, where did I grab power from originally? Probably from that line. Go into here. And then minor mark 2 should start up. And we'll see how many it's actually produces. It says 60. I believe it. I think this is going to be 30. Yep. Because these are not pure spots. There's a couple more over here. Said previously. Yep, impure. So this is the worst kind, I think. But minor mark 2 should up it to basically like a normal spot. And then we'll do the same thing here. There you go. Can I just place down a few bits of foundation before I put this back down? It's still sticking above the foundation a little bit, but it will do. And then we'll try and get a minor mark 2 down. You are short of nothing. Encroaching another clearance. Is it going to object? Oh, it's just because of the way this is routed. There we go. Okay, and that should be provided with power. And everything can start. So we're now up to 2 minor mark 2s. There are 2 more spots of iron. I think it's 2 more spots. Yep. Yeah, that's also impure. So we can add even more to that. But as it is, these will both now produce 60 per minute. That means we're going to need to upgrade this line to be able to take that, otherwise they're all going to stack up before we decide to do whatever we're doing with the foundries. There's not a lot of room here to actually do this, and I think once we get into... 2 inputs there. Yeah, once we get into fuel generators, what I may well do is move or delete these coal generators, and then we'll be able to use the crude oil for fuel. And indeed, we'll be able to take up the rest of this space if we need to with more of these. So these are pretty dirty machines. They have pollution, just like anything else. So I just want to keep them out of here, out of the way of our main factory, really, wherever possible. Now that means we need to insert the both of these lines into all of these, really, don't we? And I almost want to just rearrange this a little bit to come into this last one first, and then head that way like another line, and maybe bring the coal in over the top. Let me have a think. Okay, here's what I decided to do. I've just sent the ore out this way, and we're going to come all the way up this ramp and up to the top. Now, to get these constructed, I did show you this on the iron build, but in case you didn't watch that one, or you've forgotten a little bit, or just a brief reminder, if you want to build splitters like this, you can do them in a couple of ways. One is to snap them to an existing belt. So you can just build a belt using regular poles and everything else, but it doesn't then align to the grid, which means these aren't going to be exactly straight. They'll be very close, but they just will snap to any point on the belt. There is no aligning them. It's kind of annoying. So I build them this way instead, which means if for this top layer, I just build a 4 meter foundation, and then I build a 2 meter foundation on top. And then on top of that, you can then build your this tier of splitter. You can build it one lower, I think, but there may be some encroachment issues if you do, so I just left it with this extra 2 meter space. And then you can take off both foundations and just put a 2 meter one down, and then build on top of that, and you end up with a space that you can walk under quite easily, but where you can still bring in lots and lots of nice ingredients, i.e. the input to our, what are they called again? I keep forgetting what the actual names are. Foundries. Okay, so in comes the coal, and that also means we can just leave a little bit more space here just to give ourselves sort of a space before we get to these. That sort of seems reasonable. Can you actually fit there? Yep, you can. So they match the other ramp quite nicely, and we can do the same thing here. Let's assume that will work. Yes. And then we can bring our input line out from each of these to the tops of those poles and bring them across. Hopefully everything, yep, everything should now be working. And we should start seeing input. Okay, so we've got coal going into both of them, and then they basically need to have, you know, mergers on the output. So let's just get rid of this for a second. And how fast are these now? So still 30 a minute. If we overclock them to 200%, obviously that would go to 60 a minute. We can go to 250%, but let's just leave them alone for now. I don't think I have any more crystals to do the overclocking thing. Power shards even. So let's just merge them normally. So logistics, convey, oops, that's a splitter. We want a merger. And then we'll just merge this direction. It'll be easy enough for us to just decide on where we're going. And then we just want to make sure that this is located the right way. There we go. And that'll get us a nice 90-degree corner. And the same thing here. And the same thing here. Okay, what are you missing? You're missing a recipe, steel, and probably just some power. Yep, just need some power. So now we want power poles, and of course you can put poles underneath these things if you want them to look accordingly. But we just need power first of all, which is on that side. We actually have room for just one more power pole there. Missing one cable. Okay. Good thing I put down one of these. And we can make quite a few cable. Alright, so that should be powered up. And you should start producing. Yep. Good. So all of the ore, well, yeah, let's just see how much these are producing again. 60 each. So we've got to get rid of 120 ore to actually do this. And the input for these take 45 ore. So that's 90 ore we've got at the moment. If we put in another one, that would be 135. So it's not exactly matched. So we could, you know, just overclock and underclock, etc. to get exactly matching stuff. But to be honest, if I'm producing more iron ore than I'm using, I don't care. I don't care about it building upon the belts. All I care about is this one running as fast as possible. The end of the chain, if that makes sense. And then, of course, I need to go and basically upgrade all the others. But that will require me to get quite a few more steel beams out. But we have already doubled our production rate. I think I want either extra power shards just to up these a little bit. Yeah, I could do that, I suppose. Let me just go and see back at the base, make sure I have some of those. And if not, I may have to go looking for power slugs. It'd be nice if there was an alternate recipe for them. Maybe there will be soon. However, I need more steel beams. Back to the base, and I'll see if I can upgrade this line, and then we'll continue from there. And here's the final section I need to upgrade. I've upgraded all the rest. I think it's just this one part. Yep, and that is should be level 3 all the way from the foundries, all the way back to the base now. So you'll see that's all coming through. It'll need to even out a little bit, but once it has, that'll be fine. And off we're going back to the base, it seems. Yeah, level 3 belt does move us a little bit faster than we're normally used to. Okay, so it's all coming back all the way to the base now, at which point we are now producing, well, steel quite quickly by comparison to what we were doing, but we can do better. I need to go and get those power slugs. We have got a few more steel beams, but because I had to disable the whole production line to get that steel upgraded, then yeah, it's still a little bit over the top for our requirements. So yes, let's just quickly make a few more heavy modular frames. I haven't set an automated production for these yet. I will just leave them. In fact, what do we actually need for the alternate recipe? It's beams, it's pipe, which we're already getting from the beam production, and then it's modular frames and concrete. So we could build one of these, but it would take one of the really large construction machines, wouldn't it? What's it called? Manufacturer. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, we could automatically produce the heavy beams. That would be doable. Should we do it though? Let me just get a few computers crafted up, maybe. Can we craft them from my inventory? Do I have any recipes? I need circuit boards, but that's not too hard. Let's grab some from here. Circuit boards and some cable, I would imagine. Scroll down. Computer. Cable, just screws then. Okay, screws it is. And we need 3 computers, don't we? Yeah. Well, we have 2 computers and we need a 3rd, which just needs more cable. Actually, it's nothing. Nothing we're already not making. So let's just grab that. Yep, 3rd computer. And now we should be able to make a manufacturer with some more cable and 2 of the heavy beams, but we can probably craft it's not the heavy beams, heavy modular frames. We can craft 3 with the alternate recipe anyway, which leaves just cable, which is straightforward. And 30, that should do the job. Yep, 30 will do the job. So in here, do we have space for this? This is, I guess we do. I'm temporarily just piping the steel pipes into this box just because I was making a few of these heavy modular frames manually, but I don't want to do that actually for any longer. What I actually need to do is split them. Some are going into here for the encased beams. There's none left because I picked them all up, but they will go in here. So let's just put a splitter down. Conveyor splitter. Is that in line? Now it is. Okay, and we'll just feed that directly into the machine. And then here comes the other machine. So here's the large one. And I'm going to leave space around it. Did I really use it more? Encroaching into this clearance? What clearance am I encroaching? Oh, is it? Oh, wow. It actually is so big, it will not fit in... What is this? 2.5? 2.5 walls. It needs to be larger than that. Okay. Well, that doesn't bear... That's not good news for our factory. Let's just go and get some concrete and see if I can build a foundation outside for now. And we'll pipe it outside. That is an important point. If I was rebuilding the factory now, I would probably build it higher just to make sure everything was okay. Let's just grab a stack of these. Let me just put something else in here that I don't need. What else don't I need? Some wood. There you go. So a couple of stacks of concrete. Can't go in there. Okay, so let's see if we can get some clearance out here just to get this extra machine going. 1, 2, 3. Will you build now? You will. Except that we need to perhaps put you down like that. And we need to put more foundations in. Interestingly enough, these legs don't actually change back to being like this when you put foundation on afterwards. So just from a nice perspective here. Oh, we've actually got a box with lots of stuff in it. Yeah, because I need to drop some stuff. Drop some stuff. Wood I do not need. Leaves I do not need. And ore I can drop as well. Let's get that box back. And put it back down again. There we go. Now it should resize itself to the correct little sort of leg position. Yeah, that looks much better. There they go. And then we need to feed in lots of stuff. So heavy modular frames, we want the heavy alternate version. And then we need basically modular frames and encased industrial beams, steel pipe and concrete. And we have at least some of that available close by. We have these two close by. The modular frames, they are upstairs, I think. They're up there. We'll need to bring them down. But otherwise, yep, we can get some from here. And then this needs to be piped all the way over. So why don't we just... Oh, I'm going to be out of steel beams, aren't I? Let's just see. Yeah, we can probably get a number of this done with Mark III belt. Let's see. And we'll leave it on the ground for now. Is this going to be long enough? No. Okay, and let's just make sure this is 90 degrees-ish. There we go. Alright, that's the first ingredient. The next ones, well, I need to bring it out from the output of that container over there, over to basically in here, which is a little bit annoying. So what I may well do is just run it around the back or something like that. And let me just reroute all the products in. You've seen me put belts in before. You don't need to see that again, I'm sure. And I will actually just show you this one other thing. This is when it doesn't snap. Remember, we can snap it to belts, these splitters, because we've got some concrete over here, so we may as well grab it from right here. So I just extended this pole so I can create the line, the belt that is, and then maybe I can get the stuff out of here. No, that's going to require this to be higher, unfortunately. So that's not terribly hard to manage. It's whether it'll be too steep for the input here, right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put in a higher pole like that, and we'll do the same thing back over here again, close as we can to this belt. Okay, and we'll, if we snap this down, it looks like it's going to be too steep, to be honest, but I thought I'd try it anyway. Let's get it lined up as close as we can. That seems to be about right. Will you go there? That's annoying. That's very annoying. That was a nice straight line as well. I suppose we could move further out this way. I'd just rather not have to do that, but because I've got other machines in the way for that. So maybe we split somewhere else. That's the other option. And we just bring this back to where it was previously. So that would be something like here, I want to say. That's wrong. Let's see, go one. Okay, let's bring this back in. There we go. So that will still work. We'll just have to split it out here and then go around, something along those kind of lines. That will work as well. So again, we can just snap anywhere along here that we like. Somewhere in the middle of this will do. And then we'll have to bring it around and over there somewhere. Okay, I just ran out of steel beams, so that went from level 3 to level 1, but it's fine. It is going to come around here. Unfortunately, the tree that I deleted with the chainsaw did not take this rock out with it. So disappointed. Anyway, we have the other ingredients coming in, so let's take a look. Yeah, it's just waiting for the modular frames. And of course, other encased industrial beams and that kind of stuff. And then we'll start making heavy modular frames. So in comes our modular frames. There's the concrete. I ran it all the way around the back. So if we have a look over here, it's running at a high level. Then we've got this right here, which is the now empty container, which dealt with our, what was the recipe for here? The encased industrial beams. And of course, we've got steel pipes coming through as well. So everything should now be automatic, and it will make heavy modular frames, just not very quickly. In fact, we can speed it up just by donating these, which I've already got, and some steel pipe, and modular frames. It's got enough, so as you can see, it's off there producing those. It can only do 3 a minute, but it's, you know, now automated and entirely in the background. So that's 2 things done. We've got steel increased, and we've got heavy modular frames, which we need for the current milestone to unlock the fuel generator. So I'm going to leave it there today for this episode. We've got steel scaled. We need to actually get more, but I want some power shards first, which means exploring a little bit. And this, of course, is going to take time to work in the background, but start the next episode, we should have it far enough that we can start on the expanded power infrastructure, i.e. fuel and fuel generation, stuff like that. So that's probably worthwhile leaving to a separate episode. We've enjoyed this one, and we've got a little bit done. It obviously is a little bit shorter than normal, but we'll probably do an extra long episode next time or something, and see where we go from there. So I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a good thumbs up if you have, and we'll see you next episode for some more Satisfactories. Feel free to subscribe, share if you already have, and click on the bell if you want notifications. More importantly than all of that, leave comments for everyone else. And I could probably have got the concrete from here, couldn't I? And just sent it that way. I just need to move these belts. Yeah, so I need a lot more steel beams. And of course, that is now coming in double speed. But it looks like it's even less because I've upgraded all the belt to level 3. But that's not really an issue, because I can just now, off camera, go and scale up those that steel production over there. We can put in a couple more of our foundries if we want to. And again, a couple more minor Mark IIs on these other spots. And even if we put in 2 more minor Mark IIs and 2 more foundries, we'll still be backing up the ore. So we can double this speed yet again, even without overclocking taken into consideration. So I'll do that off camera. I think I'm not going to show you any more of that on camera. And we'll see you next time. As always, guys, thanks for watching.